Welcome everyone. In this session I'm going to be showing you guys how to do, I might do two versions of this recording. I might split them up. So I'll try installing ZoneMinder. It's a DVR software on both the Ubuntu as well as on Debian. In this video specifically, I'm going to show you guys how to install Debian from basically scratch, from start to the end. You can just download the ISO image from debian.org. Once that is done, I'm using hypervisor, Microsoft Hyper-V. You can use whatever software or whatever hypervisor you want to use. Basically, you can use ESXi if you have server for that, or you can use something else, or you can just have a server running Windows or Debian 11. I won't be installing the GUI. It's bare minimum, so I have the image mapped, I have my networking card and everything set up, configured. So I'm going to start it up, start the install. I'm going to choose the graphical install. Choose English, since I'm based in Canada. Yeah, American English. I might fast forward some bits if it's taking too long. I'm going to call it Debian ZM. Next. I'm using home.lab as a domain name. I don't have you don't need to have Active Directory or anything else, a domain. This is just a local install. You can give whatever domain name you want to give there, to be honest. Oh, they're not the same. Oh. For Debian, you have to specify the root password and also the normal user account. So I'm going to just have hashtag user, then with my username, hashtag with my username. Try to have a different password for your root versus your normal user. Don't use the same password. By default, hashtag would be just a normal user. I'm not going to add this user to the sudo group, sudoers. So I'm going to just use the entire disk. This is a 30 gigs of virtual or VHD file hypervisors. I'm going to use separate home partition. Actually, you know what? Since we're basically working with a new install, we are going to just not bother partitioning our own. We're going to just leave it as such. Next, yes. And we'll just let it finish. Yeah, I'm not going to participate in any survey. You can install the desktop environment, but I am not. I'm not going to install GNOME either. I'm going to just install SSH, and that's it. For ZoneMinder or anything else, to be honest, you don't really need to worry about typing a GUI interface. You're welcome to install the GUI interface, but it's going to take a little bit longer to install, so I'm just skipping over that. I don't need it. And if you select the GUI, you'll log in on the GUI interface, but I'll be working through SSH, so that's why I enabled it. I installed the SSH package. Choose SSH package on your install as well, even if you're doing the GUI install or genome or slash desktop version, desktop environment, if you don't enable that. All right, so that's it. So that didn't take that long. I'm going to minimize this. So it took about 10 minutes. I think we started at 44. So only about 10 minutes, give or take, if you don't install a desktop version of it. So I am going to now enable SSH on it, so we don't have to look at this tiny screen. Hashtag. I believe SSH is already enabled on it, so I'm not going to log in here. I'm going to just launch my PuTTY. That's what I use for most of my instances, and I think I have defined my custom DNS zones on my Pi-hole DNS server. I'm using Pi-hole as my DNS server, so that's why you don't see the IP address. You see a weird string there. It's not how normally IP is. Should work. Okay, so it might not be turned on or something. Hashtag password. Okay. I should probably log in as sudo su su, I guess. If I can remember the password I just set. Okay, good. System CTL, I believe. Status HD. It is up and running, though it's not letting me SSH into it. I think I have the firewall. It should not be blocking me, but let me see what's going on here. I'm gonna ping it and see if I can actually even. Does it even have an IP? I assigned it a specific IP. I think the IP might have been assigned a different one or something. Something happened. I'm gonna just troubleshoot offline. I'll pause it and then come back. Yeah, on my DNS server, I had defined the wrong IP address for this, so that's why I wasn't able to connect. I haven't done anything on the session here itself. It's still the same, so it should now just work. There we go. I'm gonna close that window in the background there. Minimize that, and we're going to be using login first. We'll be using the ZoneMinder Debian Install. All right, okay. Once you're logged in, and let's follow. So I'm going to log in as super user, not sudo, because sudo is not installed. If I take sudo, the command is not found, because this is bare bone Debian. You can install the package if you want. You know what? We might, since it's Debian, it's not apt get, it's just apt. There's a difference between Debian and Ubuntu. They're different commands. We're going to do an update real quick. Is there any? There's any upgrade option available? We can install sudo anyways, so No, sorry, apt install sudo. Then we can do sudo if somebody wants to do sudo. So you'll have to install these packages. It's again, like I said, bare bone install. Once that is done, let's see if I need to install anything else. I do install a custom or different firewall, but we're not going to be setting up any firewall rules at this point. We're going to just follow the guide to the teeth, and hopefully it just works. This Debian 11 bullseye, that's what we have. So yeah, okay, they did ask you to do install sudo. If you install sudo, you've done that. Have the user account with sudo. Yeah, sure, let's do that. Like I said, from start to the end, follow the guide, right? My username is hashtag. Okay, if I do exit now, if I do sudo apt update, okay, it is letting me. Yeah, so it's not doing the sudo file, so it doesn't report. So yeah, there's more to it than just adding a user to the sudo, and then using the sudo command. So su, I'm going to go back to my installer account, super user account. Yeah, sure, I'm in New York. Why not? So once you're logged in as super user with su, you don't need to put sudo in front. So you can just do the command. And so now we can do the desktop server Apache 2. We are going to copy and paste. And we're going to say yes. We're going to let it run. I might fast forward this bit. All right, so that is done. Let's secure MySQL MariaDB created root password. So we installed Apache, we did that MariaDB, we got PHP. Okay, let's do enter the current password for root. Okay, that's fine. Unix socket 2, yes. Switch to Unix socket authentication. MariaDB user without proper authority. Yes, sure, why not? Archives and safely. And you already have root account protected, so you can safely answer. And okay. Change the root password. No, we don't want to change the password. Remove anonymous users. Does it ask different values? Because sure. Do you want to remove? No, let's not remove any anonymous users. Let's leave it. Normally we're doing a local host. This ensures the someone. This root login remotely. Yes. Remove test database and access to it. No, let's leave the test database. Reload police service now. Yes. Alright, okay, so that is it. Once that is done, don't config file. If you have sufficient memory, double the values below. Nano, we're going to 256. So let's double it. If you have double the memory, yes, I have plenty of RAM. Saying all the way to the bottom, I guess. Table. Is the file. Sorry, I'm just trying to find where it is. And it, I guess key buffer. We can change that. Buffer pool size. We just need to add those lines here, I guess. I don't see an option here. That's already pre-canned. In the MySQL area, okay. I guess we can add it here. So for the bind, we can do that. Let's give it 4. And that is it. Control X to exit out, Y to yes, or to save, yes. Control O, enter, save. Okay, sudo restart service. So we're gonna restart MySQL. Okay, so that is working. So we can check systemctl status MySQL. It should be up and running. Okay, good. We didn't screw up anything in the configuration file. I recommend you install MySQL Generator. Yeah, no, we're going to do that. So the install process with the shell script. Shell script content. Clear it. Okay, we can. So what you need to do is copy that. And we are going to go to the home directory of hashtag, the user we created. Let's see, we're going to make a folder called make directory. You don't have to do this, but I want to keep it a little bit organized. ZoneMinder installer. Then we're going to go to ZM installer. We're going to create a file, nano install zm.sh, and we are going to paste and Control X to save it. Yes. ZoneMinder, and we shall run it. sh install. This script installs Debian, blah blah blah. This script must run as root. Yes, we're logged in as root, so make sure you logged in as a super user. That's what it's saying. Enter C, and let's see what happens. Warning, not using UPG reasons. Press enter to continue. Yeah, sure. Okay, so I believe it has finished. We install with manuscripts, open and run. Yeah, nano. Yeah, that's the same. Yeah, so now he's talking about. Oh, I should have read further ahead, huh? They actually have the. You could do it the way that I've done it, or you could do it the way that they're showing. It's the same thing. They're just creating a shell script. So, so that's another option. So that is done. Press to continue. Let's look at the next step. Old process. So this is the new install process. They should not letter it number 2. Like if you're doing number 1, I guess right here. Okay, so you don't need to do this part. This is I should have read this before. So we're basically done. Didn't have to do all this part. I'm gonna just leave it as such. I'm not gonna do the install. And I should be able to. Well, I'm gonna just try to see if these things work. I'm gonna enable. I'm gonna see if it's actually working. Let's look at the status real quick. Status. Yeah, it is working. I'm going to add it to the service now. I think it's already added. It should tell me if it's already added. I think the script does that bit already, so. Service, reload, Apache, service, ZoneMinder start, enable. Yeah, so it's already doing that, so I'm just going over the script real quick. Okay, I don't have to do anything. I should be able to access it using the browser. So if I go here, /zm/zm, oh shit, zm, http/zm, come on. Okay, well, if it doesn't want to do it that way, let's see, connect. Oh, I don't have a browser there, so. Oh, there we go. So it did load. It just took a while. So there you have the page up and running. So now we got ZoneMinder on Debian installed. So that's it. That's all you need to do. You accept, read this privacy note that they have, and then it says it's running. It's version 1.3.32, 1.36.32. So next step would be basically next sessions would be I'm going to do the install on Ubuntu now as well to see if it's any better. I had tried this about 3-4 years ago, and trust me, I that's why I did this 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 stuff. Like I remember doing this long time ago. That's so it's like muscle memory because I had tried a few times actually when it was like back in the days. I think I was on 1.32 maybe, not even 3, 4. So the version I'm talking about. Okay, so I'm going to, for the next session, I'm going to do an Ubuntu server install. And after that, I will do one session to, because it's same, right? The console, everything else is same, independent of the platform in the back end. Hopefully, there is no difference, but I can then compare in terms of CPU usage and whatnot, which one seems to be a little bit better, if it's Debian that's running a little bit smoother versus Ubuntu instance. Thanks for watching, guys. Please do comment. Please subscribe. Much appreciated. Have a wonderful day.